Rita Mavunda. Let me just move to the front. I know you guys are having something to eat, but let's get into it, right? We're a bit late. As the gentleman has said, I was on time. I believe on being on time with people, okay? And when we talk about leadership, one of the things we do is we lead by example, right? And when one leads by example, if you tell me to be here by 4, I'll be here by 4. I might be downstairs at the bar, but I'll be here on time, right? So, as our MC has said, my name is Rita Mavunda, okay? Just a little brief background, as we had said. I used to be a criminal defense attorney in my old life. I practiced for about almost 15 years. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was really good. I was really good. But then you know what happens is, life happens, right? And life is long, life is short, and you have to be able to make changes. You got to be able to do different things. And so I remember there was a time I ended up having a happy hour deal with some of my friends, and we had gone out, and two of my colleagues were about maybe like 15 years older than I was, and I was there with another colleague who was my age. And I remember we were sitting around, and I was like, so what is your life looking like? What do you guys want to do? And I was like, if this is what it looks like 15 years later, I got to do something different, right? I got to do something different because I knew what I wanted my life to look like, right? And so, just so you know a little bit about myself, my mom is from Kenya. She is an Indian from Kenya. She was born in Ruiru. My grandmother was born in Ruiru. I used to come to Kenya since the 80s, okay? I'm a lot older than I look, all right? And don't say the okay. And like I said, I used to come here all the time. I used to really be, I wanted to just do something different, right? So my mom was born here. My father is from DRC Congo. My father was born here. And so with my job when I was a lawyer, we had an opportunity to take a sabbatical, okay? And when you take these sabbaticals, you can do whatever you wanted to do. And you could, as long as you weren't practicing, you could do whatever you wanted to do. So I knew for myself, being that my mom is from Africa, being that my father is from Africa, I wanted to also come back as an adult. And I wanted to really live here, right? Because as the gentleman said, when you travel and when you live, it's two different things, right? There's a very different way in which you engage with your community. It's a very different way in which you are involved in your community when you live in a place and then when you travel, right? And so I knew when I came here for my sabbatical, I wanted to do something different. I was done being a lawyer. I get it all the time, like, oh, you're a lawyer, you're an advocate, why would you let this go? But hey, life is long, life is short, right? And you have to be able to engage in all those things that make you want to be the best thing that you can be, right? And so I remember when I moved out here, I said to myself, we've got to create something that Kenyans can be proud of, okay? We got to be able to make something that makes other Kenyans want to come to us and make us really be something big, right? And so for myself, I said, so how can we make this sabbatical something that is really fulfilling and that really makes something, right? So when I got here, I used to go out and I used to always see kind of what people were doing. And then I realized, what's interesting is that for those of us who have passports that you can leave this continent, right? I have an American passport, I have a Kenyan I am a Kenyan citizen, guys. I am one of you good people, okay? All right? And so what you realize is that when you have a US passport or one of these foreign passports, you can just go to the airport and leave, right? I can go right now to the airport, I can go anywhere I want to, but you realize that if you're here, you don't have certain things, you don't have access. So one of the reasons when I came here, I started my company and I called it Toshana Investment Africa, okay? And the reason why I called it Toshana was because it means the same, even, equal. And what I really wanted to be able to do was to be able to bring those things to people here that makes you understand that the same things you're seeing outside, you can have also here. And so when I realized, I was looking around, I was like, well, what can we do, right? And then COVID hit, and now everything has just gone into chaos, right? And one of the things that we have realized with the COVID is creativity. Again, these are one of the things with leadership, and I'll bring it back around to why we are here. But you have to have creativity, some tenacity, and you got to be able to bring the people what they want. And so what we decided to do was go into the wellness business, okay? My mom is a doctor. I grew up in a house full of doctors. And so as such, you were inundated with health prevention. How can you make something that's better? So then I said to myself, Rita, what can we do? And so we started bringing in our wellness drinks. And so these are the wellness drinks that I bought for you guys here. I'm a lady who believes in never showing up empty-handed. And so please enjoy, all right? Thank you. And what you'll notice is that we wanted to really be able to give people something that makes them feel good, that's holistic, and makes them better. And that's what brings us to this. Now, while I've been around, while I've been going in the streets, I've been doing everything also from the ground up, all right? I have really begun my business as anybody else who's been local. I have not bribed anybody. I have not taken an agent. There is not a building or an office in CBD that does not know me. You can go to Upper Hill, the birth office. She knows me. She has said, girl, I was praying for you. And I was like, thank you, but did you get my work done? Okay, there is not a place in CBD that I have not gone. There is not anything that when we started our business that we have not done. My colleague is here, his name is Curtis. You can ask Curtis. He's been with me from the beginning and he knows what it was like when we first started to where we are here. And imagine when we look back, when we reflect, look at where we are, right? Look at where I'm standing. Thank you guys for even inviting me to come and speak here. Thank you for even thinking of saying, hey, look, Rita, what you're doing resonates with what AISEC is doing, right? And when I look at the mission statement for AISEC, when I look at what you guys are doing, it's falling completely in line with what we agree with at Tashana, okay? At Tashana, we believe in leading by example, okay? We believe that, and same, and this is what leadership is, right? When you look at what makes the best leaders, okay? When you look at those top characteristics, what are they? Trustworthiness, forward-looking, and being able to give back so that people could understand you, right? So when I was out here and I go around, I'm just myself. I'm my own best relation. But what's interesting is you meet people who say to you, hey, I like how you're saying stuff. Everything you're doing, you say it, right? And for me, I am fully a person who believes if I said it, I'm gonna do it. And that's just that for me. Those are certain mottos for myself. One of the things that we really do in our company to be able to make sure we're giving back, we do a lot of corporate social responsibility. We do a lot of donations to people. We do a lot of giving back. We also do a lot of training in our company. We do a lot of exposure. Right now, some of our employees that we have in our office, imagine, born and raised in Nairobi, but have never been to Western, have never been to the coast. And what do we learn? What did our gentleman just say? Travel, that exposure, all of those things that it gives you, right? You gotta be able to give that to the people. And so these are some of the things that we do. We believe in leading by example, okay? Now, as I told you guys, we do a lot of training. We do a lot of giving back. And again, now you guys have invited me to come and be able to speak to you. Now, one of the themes that I was told from the beginning for our speech for today was, what are those small intentional acts that you do? What does that mean? What does that give you guys? And now because we're here on a leadership, what are those small things that we can do for ourselves to be able to give back, right? When you read some of these leadership books, in fact, people are not impressed by, like when you're really looking at leadership, you're not talking about all of those big guys. Most of the people that you really value and agree with what they're doing are the people who are seated in this room. It usually starts out with your parents. It'll start out with maybe you have a really great manager or boss, right? These aren't big famous people. These aren't like, multimillionaires. These are regular people, but they've got something that are helping you lead and move, right? And what are some of those small things, right? All of these things are building blocks. Now, you can talk to anybody who's in business. It's hard. This is not easy, okay? This is not easy. Whatever y'all are seeing right now, trust me, I have been robbed, okay? I have been swindled out of cash, all right? I've had people tell me one thing and it's another, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't have tenacity, if you don't have drive, persistence, creativity, you're never gonna be able to move in those small, intentional steps that let you really become what you wanna be, right? You have to think about what it is that you want as leaders. We have to think about what do we want? What do we want to see, right? You can't move somewhere if you don't have steps to get there. And you can't create that unless you've thought to yourself, what do I want to see, right? What do I want? For us, it's very important that we do everything by the book. It's very important to us that we create an example in our company where we have done everything by the book. You can look at our books. We don't do funny business. We're very direct. I feel like maybe you might be able to tell from what I'm like, right? But we're very direct. We don't play funny games. Why? Because we know where we're trying to go. I wanted to create something that Kenyans could be proud of. Why? I know you guys all call me a Mzungu. I've got my American accent. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't care. I really don't care. Right? Why? Because the thing is that what I do, I say what I do. And that literally is at the end of the day, right? What are leaders? What do we do? How do we do it? We have to take a moment to sit down. What's amazing about this organization is that this helps you guys to have a safe space to be able to make your mistakes, right? To be able to ask those questions, be able to look upon your alumni. And this is an amazing situation. This is an amazing organization. So that's why I've been so helpful. So grateful that I've been able to be speaking here today, you know? This was gonna be a very short little speech because I know we started late and I know it's late and maybe, some of you guys are gonna go out to the club, there's a couple of parties, there's a couple of things going on, I get it, you know what I mean? But I am a person who really believes in what we do. Because we then started this business, and then because we had more people asking us, Rita, why don't you start talking and helping people? Then we also created a coaching business, okay? I spent 15 years as a defense attorney. You can Google me. I had my last case. It's actually still floats around now, which still makes me feel good. But I don't miss being a lawyer, okay? But what we learned is that people are really looking for something to be able to learn, okay? So now one of the other things we've learned out with this leadership, with what we've been doing, is that we want to be able to teach small soft skills, right? And one of the big things that we have to have is creativity. When you look at the research that's coming out, creativity is one of the number one things that people in this sector are looking at. Because why? Pandemic has taught us that, right? Everything that we were thinking was the right way, this pandemic smashed it, right? And those guys who have really been able to be effective during this time is because you've taken the time to think about what you want. You've taken the time to think, how do you want it? How do we get there? I know we have very big aspirations. We have very big aspirations. You guys are lucky to see me now. Maybe in another 5 years, it's gonna be like, oh, I remember that girl, right? Why? Because we've come here with a plan. We've come here with strategy. We've come here with real partnership. We've come here to be able to create something that is worthy, that has value, that has quality. And as leaders, we have to be mindful of that, right? You can't be a leader if nobody follows you, right? You're just the person who's standing there. How do you get those people to get with you? How do you get them to be aligned with you, right? You gotta be able to be authentic, right? There's gotta be trustworthiness, right? And how do we get that? How do you get somebody who's trustworthy? It's by authenticity. It's by credibility. How do we do that? How do we cultivate that? You gotta do what you say and you gotta say what you do, right? It's really just that simple, right? Think about any of your relationships and when everything fell apart, somebody starts lying to you too much. What happens? You're losing that trust, right? You're losing that creativity, right? You're losing all of that. And so as leaders, we have to be very mindful of that, right? And I'm not saying it's easy, okay? The easy way out is to do everything, whatever. That's the easy way. But nothing of value has come easy. Nothing of value comes easy. Ask anybody. It comes by consistency. And it comes by diligence, right? And so on that note, guys, I want to thank you guys for allowing for me to come and speak to you guys today. We are Tashana Investment Africa. We are making aspirational attainable. We want for you guys to really be able to understand what we're doing here. You will never receive anything from Tashana Investment Africa that is not of quality and that is not of value. Why? Because we believe in that. It's just that simple, okay? And so guys, I really applaud what you guys are doing here today. I want all of you young people to go out. I definitely think as a person who is of my age, it is our responsibility to ensure that we create something for you younger people to be able to hold on to and to make it grow. You understand what I mean? And that's why I'm here, right? It's all you guys. It's all you young people. It's not us old people. Not old, you know, seasoned, okay? But it's up to you people, okay? We've got so much talent in this country, right? We have got so many amazing people who have so many gifts and blessings to be able to give out. And so I believe it is my responsibility to ensure that I create something for all of you people so you can carry it on for me, right? We need to see change. We need to see movement. We need to be able to see something that makes some sense. But there has to come a level of ownership. We have to be responsible, right? The easiest thing to do is to say, ah, she was supposed to do this. Hey, they were supposed to do that, right? It absolves you. But you can't move without that. You can't move without that. And so, guys, we are Tashana Investment Africa. We are here for you people. We want to create with you guys. We want to build and make something that's amazing. So that when you guys all come back as alumni, I believe, as we said, right, President Obama, right, coming back, can you imagine? Can you imagine to be able to have that? And we have to be forward thinking. We have to be able to see where we're going to be. I don't know about you people, but me, I see my future self all the time. She's always there. She's been sitting back there right now like, girl, let's go. We have things to do, okay? And so as such, guys, we're Tashana Investment Africa. We're here for you guys. This is our drink that you guys are trying on the table. It's called TIA Gold Drink, okay? It's a wellness drink. It's a performance drink. It's got all the things that you need to be your best. Why? Because we believe in quality and value, okay? We believe in leading by example. And so we are here. I met Olga. Olga has my cards. And so I am open to speaking. I'm open to hearing ideas. I'm open to a pushback. If there's something that you guys see with our drink, we'd be like, you know what, Rita, maybe you might want to try this. Maybe you want to see something like that. Call me, talk to me, right? Because you can't build anything by yourself. There's nothing nobody has ever built in this world that is of magnitude and greatness that one person has built by themselves. You need a team. You need people who believe in you, right? And so I'm here. I'm here for you guys. And so we are Tashana Investment Africa. Okay? Thank you.